What's going on, guys, and thanks for stopping back by the channel. In today's video, I wanted to show you guys my new sharpening system, which happens to be the KME. I'm not really going to go into detail on using it yet because there's a lot of good videos out there on that. If you want to check out DeanO or KnifeKrazy, I'll leave links to both of their descriptions down in the description box. They've got some really good KME videos to help you get started if that's the kind of video you're looking for. In this video, I kind of wanted to more lean it towards why I made the decision to get a KME and show you some of my accomplishments with the KME as well as some of my mistakes with the KME. So hopefully by the time this video ends, you'll have an understanding of what exactly you'll be getting out of a KME system and why it might suit your needs and why it might not suit your needs, and what's worked for me and what hasn't worked for me. But I'll quit talking about it. We'll get you over here to the bench and we'll take a closer look at it. Alright guys, now that we're back over here at the bench, got you zoomed in a little bit, you can kind of see what the KME consists of. We've got a base, we've got the clamp system and angle guide, you've got a stone holder, and your guide rod. And basically the way you use this is you would clamp your knife in, set your angle, and back and forth across your edge, just like that. Now you are limited to however far the stone rod would fit out, and that's one downside to the KME. But what made me choose the KME was it came down to my budget. I was looking to get very sharp mirrored edges for as little money as I could. And with the KME, the base, and the 4 basic diamond stones ran about $203, something like that. Okay, since then I've added the 100 grit diamond stone, whoops, the Arkansas translucent stone, 1 kangaroo strap with 4 micron CBN emulsion, and I don't know how well these are going to show up on camera, but I've got the diamond lapping films. It's basically on a glass blank. You stick a piece of film to it, and this is what really gets you your mirrored edges right here. And I'll do videos on all this stuff separately once we get into that. But like I said, if you're looking for those videos right now, go check out KnifeKrazy, DeanO, BirdShotIV. There's a tons of them out there, and I'll put them all down in the description link. So with all this right now, with all the accessories I've bought, and I also got the pin jaws, allows me to do smaller knives like your case pocket knives. With all these accessories, I'm still just at, or maybe just a little, like $25 above what it would cost to get into a starter kit from another company. So for me to get mirrored edges, razor sharp, with as little as money as could be possible, the KME was the best choice for me. But it's not like I don't feel like I gave a lot up by going with the KME. It'll still do everything all the other systems will do. It just does it a little slower. So if budget's not a problem for you and you want to be faster, you may look into one of the other systems. But for me, the KME does everything that I need it to do for less money, made in America. That's a win for me. I don't know about you all. So now that I got that little spiel out of the way, I'll show you some of the work that I've accomplished so far. I'll push this back just a little bit. I've got 6 or 7 knives up here. This is just a cheap Smith & Wesson knife. I don't know how well the edge is going to show up, but it's razor sharp. Got a mirror edge. I've got a Boker knife here that was graciously gifted to me by the Fat Man. It's got a 4 micron very reflective edge on it. Also razor sharp. I've got the Manix 2 lightweight with a really watery mirrored edge on it. I've got my ZT with a nice watered mirrored edge done at 20 degrees with a or 21 degrees with a 25-degree micro edge on it. I've got this cheap buck knife here that's got a 4 micron reflective edge on it. And last but not least, I've got my Microtech. I don't know how good you all are seeing these edges reflect. I'll try to throw in some pictures. But it's also got a mirrored edge on it. So, are they sharp? We'll use the old phone book YouTube test here. We'll take a look and just see if these knives are sharp. Starting off with the Microtech. Oh yeah, that's screaming sharp. We've got the buck. This was the first knife that I ever done, and as you can see, it is very sharp. The Smith & Wesson cheap Tonto, it too is very sharp. Needs a little bit better work. This was the second knife I did, and it was the Tonto and the serration, so still need to practice on that a bit. We've got the Boker carbon fiber, very sharp, push cuts right through it. We've got my Manix 2, just like a razor, and this knife is in S110V, and there's a lot of people having trouble sharpening this, and the KME system guys will sharpen this with no problems. It does take a little bit of time. Just when you start out, make sure you get your burr from hilt to tip all the way. Make sure that burr's there. I'll do a video on getting the burr later, but if you don't know what the burr is, all the channels I've mentioned before have great videos on it. But as long as you're getting a burr, I don't care what steel you're using, as long as you get a burr on every single stone, in which the burr does start to get smaller, so it becomes harder to see, but with some practice you'll learn how to tell if it's there or not. Your knives are going to come out razor sharp, guaranteed. That's just what the KME does. It makes dull knives sharp, as long as you do your part. Here's the zero tolerance, which I'm kind of surprised at this cutting this paper, guys. Actually really surprised, because I actually used this knife the other day to chop my way through a piece of pallet board. It was 1 inch thick by 4 inches wide, sitting up on its end, and I used this knife to hack my way through it. And as you can see, it still cuts that phone book paper. There is a small catch in it, but as long as I hold the knife right, it cuts phone book paper with ease, which is pretty amazing. So there you guys go. If you're looking for a sharpening system, you need to know what you're looking for in that sharpening system and what your budget is. If you want mirrored edges and razor sharp edges for as cheap as you can get them, and you want a clamp system, the KME will be the way to go. If you're really good on flat stones, that might be the way for you to go. But if money's not an object and you want to get it done quicker, then go look at one of the other systems. But for me, the KME does everything that I need it to do. Like I said, I've showed you guys my accomplishments here. Oh, as far as my mistakes, I have made a couple mistakes. And I don't know if it'll show up here on this ZT or not. I'll move it through. But if you look, there's some scratches going up the blade. And instead of taking to heed what everybody was saying in their videos as far as not using water or oil with your diamond stones, there's a reason they were saying that, and that's the reason. I actually scratched this blade up pretty good. And that's because I was using water with the diamond stones. So guys, if you're using these diamond stones, here's a perfect example right here. If you don't believe anybody else, there's your evidence. It will scratch your blade if you use water. And what happens is the slurry builds up behind the stone, and as you're going back and forth, you're not seeing it, and it ends up scratching. So just take that into account. Do not use water on your diamond stones. The other mistake I made was with the jewel stick. And what I found out is that you can't do a heavy reprofile with this thing. You can get a knife karambit sharp. Just do it at the factory angle. Don't try to do a real big angle change. I was trying to go from 30 to 20 basically, and the bevel was uneven as heck. The knife was sharp still. It's just that bevel, it didn't look good. If it would have been a customer's knife, I would have been buying them a new knife. How about that? So there you guys go. Now, like I said, I will be making some more KME videos. There's some great ones out there. If there's anything in particular you want to know about, leave it down in the comments, and I'll try to make a video for you or send you over to somebody that's already made that video. Guys, as always, thanks for watching. Hope you're having a great week, and please remember that free will can never be taken, only surrendered.